Hello and welcome to the London Aquatics Centre. Over the next 6 days, we're going to be bringing you back-to-back racing for the Aquatics GB Championships. We are poolside for the entire week, so we're going to be bringing you all of the latest news, telling you who's been crowned British champion, and also, probably more importantly, going to be telling you who is going to be on that plane to Singapore for the World Championships. There's a lot at stake. Coming up this evening, we've got the hotly anticipated A finals. We've also got the para finals. But before that, we've got the B finals. So let's take a look at what is coming up. We've got 5 B finals for you this evening. The women's 50-metre breaststroke, the men's 400-metre freestyle, women's 200-metre butterfly, the men's 100-metre breaststroke, and then to finish this session off, finish the B finals, we've got the women's 200-metre freestyle. Freya Anderson is competing in that one on her comeback, so a big name there. The athletes are getting ready to come out. The crowd is starting to pile into the arena. This is very exciting. Join us back at 6:45 as well after these finals, where we'll get started with the para finals, the junior finals and the A finals. But for now, I'm going to hand you over to your commentary team of Andy, Jameson, and making his debut, everyone put your hands together, for Dan Jervis.
Woohoo! Dan Jervis sitting next to me. Fantastic to have Dan joining. Dan, you've done the heats this morning. Have you enjoyed it so far?
Yeah, I've loved it. It's very different to what I thought it was going to be. It's a lot more intense, if I'm completely honest with you, Andy. It's not just a simple chat, is it? But no, I am truly loving it, and it's only day one.
It really is a simple chat, though. Honestly, it is. So when you say it's different, what have you found different to what you expected it to be?
I think I've had to do quite a lot of research about the strokes, you know, because obviously I'm a 1500 specialist. That's pretty much the only thing that I've done. I've done 4 and 8, but 1500 is my speciality. But I've had to learn about breaststroke, fly, and backstroke.
says the Commonwealth medalist on 1500 metres freestyle, double Olympian finalist on the 1500 freestyle. Well, I've got to say, this pool is absolutely spectacular. Built for the London 2012 Olympic Games. That's the athlete side. But if you were able to be looking on the other side of the pool, on the right-hand side there, it really is very busy indeed. We had a fantastic attendance for the heats this morning. I know that Mark Foster's here watching. I think he's going to be maybe joining us later this week. But here, the B finalists for the women's 50 metres breaststroke. Emily Morgan-Hughes of Bath in 1. In 2, it's Elizabeth Booker of Loughborough. 3, Ashley Ransom of Hatfield. 4, the fastest qualifier is Sienna Robinson of Loughborough University. 5 is Katie Goodburn of Edinburgh. And in 6, it's Erin Robertson of Basingstoke. 7, Nellie Clark of Birmingham. And in 8, Emily Farr of University of Surrey. Well, 4 season's bests in the heats. I think target maybe here, sub 32 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. If those girls can get below that tonight, that will be a close final. It'll be very good swims from all of them.
Well, it used to be a fun event, the 50 metres breaststroke, but suddenly it's become very serious indeed. Just last week, the International Olympic Committee has announced that 50s fly, back and breast will be in the Los Angeles Olympics, joining the 50 metres freestyle. So suddenly, only 3 years away, very important indeed. The B final, the women's 50 breaststroke. Robinson of Loughborough, the fastest seed in 4.
Take your marks.
So sub 32 seconds here. Really try and hit the start and then straight up into the stroke. First into the stroke, I think it was in lane number 6. That's Erin Robertson of Basingstoke.
Absolutely, and also in lane 5, Katie Goodburn had a very good start there. The same this morning. She actually came up a metre ahead of Cara this morning.
Well, it is now Katie Goodburn of Edinburgh University. Coming back though in the centre, it's Robinson and also Ransom in 3. Very close indeed. Look at this finish. Goodness me, 3, 4 and 5. Maybe it's going to be 4, Sienna Robinson. I think it is. Yes, it is. 31.96. Well, we said sub 32 would be the target, and that's exactly what it needed to be. Half a second she's won the race by. Sienna Robinson of Loughborough University wins it from Ashley Ransom 2nd, and 3rd, Katie Goodburn. But, well, with about 5 to go, so hard to call.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it just shows the strength in the last part of that race. I know it's only 25 metres, but as we could just see, so much can happen in that 25.
And we were talking about sub-32 to win it. 31.96 it was for Sienna Robinson, the Loughborough University student. Second was Ashley Ransom, and third Katie Goodburn, with Emily Morgan Hughes in fourth. Really good swim, and she tactically very good. Decent start, but then just kept on winding it up, and a really good final 10 metres from Sienna Robinson, the Loughborough University student. Well, this is going to be a very quick session. There's only 5 races in it, 5 B finals, then a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back for the, we'll call it the pre-game show at 6:45 with the first of the big finals at 7 o'clock. So next final up will be the B final of the men's 400 metres freestyle, and that's the City of Cardiff hat in lane number 8. That's Joshua O'Brien. The full lineup then is Luke McGee of Loughborough in 1 and 2. It's David Annis of Stirling. 3 is Alexander Sargent of Swansea. 4, Harry Wynne-Jones of Loughborough University. And 5 is James Froggatt of Birmingham. In 6 there, just gone through the shot, is Arthur Logan of Edinburgh. 7 is Josh Williams of Swansea. And Joshua O'Brien of Cardiff in 8. A couple of your old teammates here, Dan. What are you expecting from them, and what are you expecting from this B final?
Oh, well, Alex, we know, is a very good 1500 swimmer. Last year he won the bronze in the men's 1500. In my race he won the bronze. Obviously Harry, we saw your excellent swim this morning. James Froggatt, Arthur Logan had a very good swim as well, and well, Josh Williams. Awesome.
So there were 4 lifetime bests in the heats this morning to qualify for this B final for the men's 400 freestyle. One of them 5.5 seconds from James Froggatt in lane 5. The B final of the men's 400 metres freestyle. Very good underwater, really good. Look at that in lane number 7. Well, he's come up about 30-40 centimetres ahead of the rest of the field as Josh Williams, your old teammate. And it doesn't take any extra effort to get that extra 30-40. You've got to work hard down the pool, but not off the starts and turns.
No, I always found, and I think I said this to you this morning, Andy, the first 50, in distance events, they kind of finish themselves. You know, you can use the momentum of the dive to get through that 50. Now, it's the second 100 and especially the third 100. That is the 100s that make or break a race.
Well, tactically, it really is going to be interesting to watch this 400 freestyle with Dan Jervis, Commonwealth medalist, Olympic finalist in the 1500 metres freestyle. This is the 400, and that's the first turn, and it's quick, 54.9, 54 in a B final. And I tell you what, he's going for it is Harry Wynne-Jones of Loughborough. Now, we were talking about easy speed down the first 100, 150. This looks like he's pushing it quite hard.
Well, actually, I was going to say then, Andy, if you're watching this right now, if you're looking at Harry, that to me looks like easy speed. He looks really chilled out. I mean, he looks chilled out because he's long in the water. As I said this morning, the main aim for a distance swimmer, or I was told by my coach Adam Baker, was to make yourself look 9 foot tall. And that means if you're looking 9 foot tall, it means you're very extended in the water, you're more streamlined in the water, which ultimately means he will move through the water quicker.
Well, he certainly is looking very good in here, very smooth. He's certainly pushing it. Going with him is Alexander Sargent of Swansea in 3. So first at the halfway, it'll be Harry Wynne-Jones of Loughborough. Alexander Sargent's over second. Now the charge starting to come up there in lanes 2 and 1. That's Annis of Stirling and McGee of Loughborough. But no doubt about these leaders, and it's quite an interesting field. It goes 4-3-2-1, and then a little bit of 5-6-4. 6, 7, 4 and 8. But at the moment down this 50 metres, this is the 250 metres turn, so 3 lengths left in this B final of the men's 400 metres freestyle. It's still Harry Wynne-Jones of Loughborough leading.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's interesting to see Alex and Harry are next to each other in this race, and they were next to each other this morning in the heats, and this means that they'll be able to have a fresh insight on how the others are feeling. So when they touch the wall, you automatically look at the person next to you, and if they're out of breath, that kind of gives you a good insight that they've kind of given it all.
Out of breath. How can you not be on a 400 metres freestyle? I know what you mean, though. Well, an interesting move here from Alex Sargent. He was definitely second, and second by quite a way at the 200 metres at the previous turn at this start end. And look at that. He's actually taken the lead by 1/10 of a second with 100 metres to go. So now it's Alex Sargent of Swansea. Harry Wynne-Jones maybe paying a little bit for that early pace, but he's still there looking good in lane number 4, but also going well up there in lane 2 is David Annis of Stirling. So Sargent with 50 to go. Can he hold on here?
I think he can hold on. You know, he's just moved to Swansea University in September. He's coached by my old coach, Adam Baker, and I know that they push distance in Swansea. So, as we can see clearly now, he's really finding his feet in this last part of the race.
Well, he said he's got to look 9 feet tall, and he looks every bit of that here, does Alex Sargent. Great swim from him. His lifetime best is 350.9. It'd be super to see him go somewhere close to that. I think he's just going to be over it. Coming back very quickly is David Annis, though. My word, look at that. Well, very nearly took it. 0.3 of a second back, and second was Annis, but no doubt about the winner in the end. 352.48. Alex Sargent of Swansea. Just having a quick look down there. There's scoreboard with his times on. It's about 80 metres away, all the way down the far end of the pool. You've got to have telescopic eyesight to see it, but Sargent wins it from Annis in second. Third place there was Luke McGee, and fourth was Harry Wynne-Jones. Paid a little bit for that early pace, I think.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But still a very good swim for all these boys, and yeah, that's it. They'll take a lot from this race into future competitions.
And there's that's lane 5. That was Arthur Logan of Edinburgh. But this looked like, well, was it the 300 metres turn and then the finish? Head down, very good finish indeed. Really tough it was from Alex Sargent of Swansea. A new season's best by 3 seconds. Very good swimming. Sargent wins it from Annis in second, McGee third, and Wynne-Jones fourth. It was for first 4 sub 3:55. Well, that would have got him in the A final that time that he's just won it. So Alexander Sargent, 3:54 made the A final. Wow. Well, there we go. Got to do the stuff in the heats to get through, but it's very, very good preparation. It's tough, but it's great preparation for Olympics. You muck about in the heats at the Olympics, you get nowhere, so it's fantastic to see some really high quality swimming here. 200 fly B final. Well, this is going to be fascinating. It really is. Fastest seed is Betsy Wizard of Northampton Swimming Club. B finalist at the Olympic trials last year in the 100 fly. This is the 200. And 4 Swansea swimmers in this B final. I'll give you the full lineup. It's Brianna Wheeler of Swansea in 1. In 2, it's Faye Rogers. Now we've got to keep an eye on Faye. She's the biomedical student out of the University of Aberdeen. She broke the world record for the S10 para swimmers this morning in this 200 fly. It's not a world championship event, so she can't qualify for the worlds, but broke the world record up there in 2. Utterly brilliant swim it was. Maisie Ellington 3, and 4 is Betsy Wizard, 5 Charlotte Johnson of Swansea, 6 Catherine Roberts of Swansea again, 7 Hunt of Swansea, and 8 is Matilda Ransom of Bath. But the new world record holder in lane 2 is Faye Rogers in the S10 para swimmer category. 200 fly B final for women at the 2025 Aquatics GB Championships. Very good start indeed, right in the centre. That's Betsy Wizard of Northampton.
Yeah, that was a very good start from Betsy. Now, looking at her race from this morning, she had a very good first 50 again, as she's having right here. She ended the first 50 this morning in second position. And maybe we saw she paid for it a little bit towards the end. You know, she finished the second 50 in third, the third 50 in fourth, and the fourth 50 in fifth. Now, maybe she's learned from this morning. She's going to take it, she's going to rein it in a little bit in the first half of the race, and then she'll have more energy to use in the second half.
Well, she's out quick again, sub 30, 29.95, but she looks quite controlled here. It's a nice, long, powerful stroke. It's quite difficult to swim butterfly easily. If you're not careful, you change your stroke, and if you do that, you practice all the time in training for a race pace for the race stroke, and then if you swim a little bit slower, you can get off that a little bit. Then your stroke changes very much, body position changes, suddenly gets very hard indeed. But Betsy Wizard will be leading at the 100. 63.7 is very quick indeed. So Wizard first, second is Elliott, Johnson in lane 5 for Swansea in third. Now the big guys really start getting the big guns here.
Absolutely, but Betsy Wizard, you know, she is a body length ahead of the other girls, and can she keep it up? She looks great.
Well, she really does look good here. She needs to hold on this third 50. Very important indeed in the 200 fly. Make sure that you push it, but don't use too much energy because the 450 is so tough. She's going to hit the wall right on the end of stroke. Very good. A little bit slow around. Massive breath just on the wall there.
Look at that underwater, though, Andy. She got to at least 12 metres on that, and she took a body length out of the rest of the field there.
Excellent turn it was from the leader, Betsy Wizard, but they're coming back at her. Certainly Betsy Wizard in 4, but in 6, Catherine Roberts of Swansea starting to come back, and also Charlotte Johnson, her teammate, in lane 5. So Wizard leading from the 2 Swansea swimmers. Wizard in 4, and the 2 Swansea swimmers in 5 and 6. It looks like it's going to be Wizard. Can she get the touch here? Good swim from her. 2:14.87. Well, that's a full second faster than she went this morning, and that's a very good swim indeed. And the first 2 swimmers certainly sub 2:15. Very good indeed. And Faye Rogers up there. Well, we can see Faye Rogers up there in lane 7. She's broken the world record again for the S10s. This morning she went 2:18.93. She's just taken half a second off that time. That's a brilliant swim from her. Faye Rogers of University of Aberdeen. Wonderful swim. Another world record. 2 world records in a day.
And it's day 1. Like, she can go into the rest of this week with definitely a smile on her face.
Unbelievable. Faye Rogers, what can she do as well? Well, she coached by Anna Miley's dad. And what a programme they've got up there. University of Aberdeen performance. Betsy Wizard wins it, though, in 2:14.0. And we're down there in 5th, Faye Rogers swimming. It's an able-bodied swimmer, but breaking the world record for the para athletes. And again, Betsy would have made the final with that winning performance there. Very, very good indeed. Wow. A new world record by half a second for the S10s. Faye Rogers, amazing. Well, that set her faster. She was an able-bodied swimmer, swam the Olympic trials back in 2021. That had a serious car crash. Was told she'd never swim again, came back again. And look at this, breaking the world record twice in a day. Faye Rogers up there in lane number 2. Amazing. So straight into the men's 100 metres breaststroke B final. Looking forward to the A's later on this evening. Here the B final. Alex Casey's the fastest seed. Godsaw of Bath is in lane 1. In 2 it's Christian Ryan. 3 is Rafe Dobson. 4 Alexander Casey. In 5 it's Lewis Fraser of Swansea. 6 Joshua Mitchell of Edinburgh. 7 is Charles Hallett of Guernsey. And 8 Pravin Mahendra Kumar of Winchester. Well, these guys maybe will have a point to prove. There are a couple of lifetime bests here, but I'm sure a couple of these guys would like to have been in the final. And I think we might see fireworks here in this B final. Tell you what, some big guys, isn't it? Look at this. It really is. This is the B final. They look absolutely ready. Locked and loaded, ready to go. The B final of the men's 100 metres breaststroke. Fastest seed in 4. Alex Casey of Loughborough University. Lewis Fraser of Swansea in 5. Interesting little hitch kick there from Lewis Fraser on his start, but very effective. And look at that, he came up first. So Fraser just ahead of Casey on the first 15 metres, so he's won that battle. But let's see how it unfolds now down this first 30 metres. Yeah, that was a fantastic start from Lewis Fraser, and it was really interesting to see him. Even before he dived in the water, he looked so in control of what he was doing. You could see he was so in control of his nerves and his energy, and I mean, he's just touched in... just looking now. Well, it's 28 high. 29.0 for Fraser, but very, very even down this third 25 metres. Now starting to come through. Very high recovery action right in the centre. That's Alex Casey, and using that momentum every time he dives into his stroke.
Absolutely, yeah, we've seen that, and we can see that with pretty much all the boys in this race. I like to see it in a line. It makes it more exciting.
And Dobson coming through now. Rafe Dobson of the University of Stirling in 3. Looks like he may well get it. Also going well is Christian Ryan in 2. What a finish this is going to be. Who gets the touch? It is Christian Ryan. Well, that's an amazingly close finish. And he's just knocked 0.3 of a second off the time that he did, which was a lifetime best in the heats this morning. So 2 swims in the day and 2 lifetime bests for Christian Ryan to win the B final of the men's 100 metres breaststroke. Second, 1/10 of a second behind him was Rafe Dobson of University of Stirling, and third, Alexander Casey of Loughborough University. Really close, 62.2, 62.3 and 62.4 for the top 3 finishers. Well, such a tight finish it was as well, Dan. Really, really close, and we timed it to perfection. I think the only time he was leading there, Christian Ryan, was the very last stroke. But 2 lifetime bests in a day, and he takes the B final of the men's 100 metres breaststroke in a 62.22. His best before today was 63.1, so he's knocked nearly a second off his lifetime best to win the B final of the 2025 Aquatics GB Championships. Excellent swimming. Well, the last B final, and then we'll have a little bit of a break, and then at 6:45 we'll come back to Betty Glover in the studio for the pre-game show, and then first of the finals starting at 7 o'clock. We've got the junior final, the para final and the A final. So here we go. This is the B final of the women's 200 metres freestyle. Chloe Bown of Mount Kelly in 1 and 2. It's Shirley Robinson of City of Sheffield, and 3 is Podger of Bath. 4 is Freya Anderson, Olympic champion. Swam the heats of that mixed 4x100 medley relay in Tokyo, which won gold in the final. In 5, it's Evie Davis of Stirling. 6 is Amy Monk of Swansea. 7, Beatrice Varley of Plymouth, and 8, Holly Widows of Mount Kelly. What are you expecting here from Freya?
I think Freya's going to go out quite hard on this. Yeah, I do.
Well, I'm sure she'll be a little bit miffed on the right-hand side of that shot. A little bit miffed to be in the B final. She was in the Olympic final of the women's 4x200 freestyle relay. In that 4x100. British team 5th in the 4x2 at the Olympic Games, so still on a comeback though, Freya Anderson. Took a decent time out of the water after the Olympic Games, such a sensible thing to do, and well, a super start straight up into a long, rangy, beautiful stroke. And Daniel was saying try and look 9 feet tall, and well, Freya's not far off that, standing in her feet, but she's a very, very long, rangy, powerful swimmer. Love watching her freestyle.
Yeah, she's an amazing person to watch. She's an amazing people for the youngsters to look up to as well and watch as a swimmer. You know, she's got, I think, from my point of view, she's got textbook technique. Mince my words there. Yeah, this is great. I think there's going to be a good race here between her and Evelyn Davis. Yeah, coming up to the 75 metres. I think this third length now will kind of tell the race.
Well, Evelyn Davis, I've got to say, looks very good indeed. Very high in the water. Much more slighter figure than the really powerful Freya Anderson. Anderson over first. Second is Evelyn Davis. And she looked really good down the first 100. Now, this is the point where the big guns go. And you can see the effort now coming in from Freya Anderson. It's going to hurt this one because she's not been back that long into her training. So she's very brave. She's pushing it, but going with her is Evie Davis.
Yeah, absolutely. But we look at Freya's leg kick there. She's definitely raised the bar on that one. And that turn there, that second turn, she came off better than anyone in the rest of the race. And she came up about half a body length ahead.
Well, the final turn here in this B final of the women's 200 freestyle. Anderson up quite quickly, and she looks good. She looks quite fresh, I've got to say. Look at those legs go. This is quite interesting. She's got quite a lot of energy left. They're really driving those legs.
Absolutely. Look, she's coming into the last 25 now. She just looks as if she's speeding up.
Well, it'd be great to see her go sub 2 minutes here. She was 2 minutes 0.4 in the heats this morning. And if she'd gone sub-2, that would have got her in the final. And this is a very good swim indeed. This looks very powerful. Come on then, get in, get under 2 minutes. No, she's done it, 1:59.4. Well, that would have comfortably made it into the A final. What a shame. It's got to have hurt that, though. She is very fresh back from a good long layoff. So impressive swim, a gutsy swim. 1:59.4 for the winner of the B final, Freya Anderson. Second was Evie Davis in 2 minutes, 0.75. And Jess Podger of University of Bath third in a 2:01.12. Impressive attack, though. Nice and comfortable, like you were asking for down at the 100, but then just hit it at that 100 metres wall.
Yeah, and as we spoke about this morning, on 200 free, you got to pace it right, because it is a hard race to swim a 200 free. It's not max, but it's not far off. But if you go too fast in the first 100, you're going to pay for it on the second.
And she went quickly, did Freya Anderson, but she had a lot left, and the legs off that final wall, very impressive indeed. Really was. Slightly surprised how fresh she looked. And she's just she's just walking past us. She gave us a little bit of a grumble. It must have hurt, because she's as you say, she's only just back into proper training, I think. So there she is. Oh, goodness me. Well, she's going to now go and swim down and try and get rid of as much lactate as possible. That's the end of the B final session now. It's very quick, just 23 minutes. But join us again at 6:45 for the pre-game show with Betty Glover in the studio, and then the first finals will start at 7 o'clock. So it's that about 22 minutes from now. Betty Glover will be opening the show for this evening's A finals, junior finals and para finals. See you in about 22 minutes.